8 months after R1bn first exposed the rotten Treasury's IFMS project with 4.3 billion rand, Finance Minister Gigaba admits there's a need to step up the investigations. Gigaba says he's engaging with the law enforcement agencies and the public protector to bring finality to the scandal. It was in June last year that R1bn exposed catastrophic financial irregularities and mismanagement in the Integrated Financial Management System project. An internal audit report showed how Treasury poured billions into the technology project with nothing to show for it.
I think the steps that are being taken by the law enforcement and prosecutorial agencies in fighting corruption and criminality in the country are commendable. We are dealing with the matters that pertain to the Treasury. There are steps that we are taking. We had reported to the public protector that there are certain steps we would take. We will ensure that we maintain the credibility of the National Treasury so that when we talk on issues of corruption and crime, we do so from a moral high point, from a high moral platform, and we also do so from a point of view of credibility being there in the National Treasury itself.
The Finance Minister's admission that more needs to be done on IFMS probe follows the tough talk in Parliament in August last year. Questioned on Treasury's credibility, Gigaba had promised stern and prompt action against those found guilty.
We'll ensure that as soon as possible we find a permanent person to head the IFMS project, and we will also ensure that as speedily as possible the forensic investigation is instituted so that we can get to the bottom of the matters before us arising from the report. It is my understanding that the Hawks have also communicated to the DG that they are investigating the aspects of this matter. And arising out of all of that, there will therefore be requisite action against anybody who may be found to have acted wrongfully.
Now, here are some of the companies named and their roles in the IFMS project. KPMG was paid 59 million without a service level agreement. It got another 46.3 million without deliverables or quality assurance. BITS Technologies got more than what it quoted itself, 39 million against 28 million. They were also paid 1.3 million without an approved service level agreement. Apex pocketed 7.7 million without submitting timesheets for work done. 580,000 was billed just after 16 hours of available time to perform work. Accenture got 4.1 million, although no budget was allocated in the IFMS project for the job they were asked to do. Processes were also flouted to accommodate on board when it didn't even submit a bid. The then IFMS chief director went on to join Oracle's senior management barely 90 days after the award of that contract.
If you read the shambles of the IFMS, you would think it's not National Treasury. It's not National Treasury. But of course, when you look, you realize that the profile of the companies that are benefiting are your mainstream white companies. It's not your BE companies that we always sing about that they are corrupt. It is your mainstream white companies that have actually been looting National Treasury. They had found a dark corner where they were quietly enjoying themselves without any scrutiny. And I think as COPA, we have been able to bring those things out and actually to say, no, National Treasury must be held to account.
Now, it's not just IFMS. There are several other instances of gross financial mismanagement that have gone unaccounted for. Catastrophic accounting practices in Integrated Financial Management System worth 1.2 billion rands. Top 100 Suppliers project faces gross mismanagement allegations and 25 million payment to CIPS. Two forensic reports have questioned the legality of 1.6 billion rand in the AAR contract. 705 million irregular payment was made to Reshabel Aviation and Protection Pty Ltd. At Eskom, 6.7 billion rand was paid to Exaro despite no coal being supplied to Medupi plant. Most recently, PIC lost billions in Steinhoff shares and failed to foresee accounting irregularities. A list of unlisted investments showed mostly laggard investments.
Last year, in so many ways, we were able to force people to bring out information. Now we've been able to say to the country, this is what went wrong. This is how things have gone wrong. But that cannot be the end. It's actually just the beginning. The end point is, then what do you do about all these wrong things? And I think it is something that we would like to make our theme for the year, to focus on what have you done, not only in relation to IFMS. You remember we went to SAA, and there are a number of things there that we must follow up. Remember we met with IPIT and the police. There should be a number of areas there that we should be able to say, what have you done?
With the NPA and asset forfeiture unit swinging into action in the McKinsey and Trillion case, the question is how long will it take before law enforcement agencies crack down on the corruption reported in the 4.3 billion rand IFMS project. The question also being asked is why has there been no action or prosecution of those fingered in Treasury's internal audit report for presiding over that IFMS project? Shouldn't assets of firms like KPMG, Essentia, Apex and BITS that irregularly benefited from the IFMS also be seized?